I grew up in the church, and but maybe didn't obey, you know, like I should have. I've always had Christ in my life. I knew Christ, but I probably didn't do, you know, when I was younger in my teenage years, didn't always, you know, obey Christ. You know, sometimes I got caught into the peer pressures of the world, and got caught up in that sometimes. But I've always been, you know, in the Word. My mother, she instilled that in me, and I think about 21 years old, you know, I went to a play, and it was called Heaven or Hell, and you're just saying, you know, the things you do, you know, your actions, and just giving back and love one another, you go to heaven. But when you start doing all those things of the world, you're going to hell. And he had a good spiel about heaven or hell, and it just changed me. You know, my wife and I, we were dating at the time, and we were tired of fornicating and different things like that. We said, all right, let's get married and be together for the rest of our lives. And we've been together for 17 years now. At 21 years old, we grew up together, and I'm thankful for that one time I went to a play, and I've always had, you know, Jesus Christ planted in my heart. It just didn't grow. You know, the seed was there, it just didn't grow. And it started growing when I got married at 21 years old. The day after I saw the play Heaven or Hell, and I saw my life start to change, and I got rid of some people in my life that was kind of holding me back and holding me down, and so I couldn't grow. And once I let some of those people go, I grew, and then went back to help the people that held me down. Maybe 5 years ago, that's when I got into, you know, just really learning how to be a man. You know, the definition of a man, the 5 aspects of a man. And I've really been, you know, trying to learn and give back and be fruitful at my job. You know, God knows that we're going to work. You know, in Genesis, He said, you're going to work by the sweat of your brows. You're going to have thorns and thistles. And He knows where you're going to be at your job. As men, we should be working. So you can do more ministry at your job than anywhere. And in Major League Baseball, that's what I do. I try to give back to, you know, all the young guys that are coming up, and all the failures that I went through in baseball, you know, whether on the field or off the field. I try to give it back and make the game better with those kids, and that's being fruitful. There's nothing more pleasing than God to being fruitful and giving back. You know, you would think the platform or the blueprint for Major League Baseball players or professional athletes or movie stars or whatever is having a nice car, the Bentley, the Rolls Royce, or the biggest house, the $30,000 or $40,000 square foot home, or the nice watch, or the nice anything, necklace. I mean, it's not about those material possessions, because they fade. It's over with. And when it's how many people you can touch in life. You know, you're not completely happy just, you know, buying that nice car, or getting that big house, or buying the biggest diamond. You're not going to be completely happy. You know, a lot of people want those things because you can see it and other people have it. You want what other people have, and it's not about that, because once you get here and you get in this position, you see that you're not happy until you find Christ and you give back and lift other people up, and that's how many people you touch in life. It feels way better than when you buy that nice car or you get that big home. I get more satisfaction in helping others and giving back than you know, taking care of me, myself. That selfishness that's in all of us. I feel better when I help somebody else and not just myself. And so I got to tell you, getting here to the major leagues, or getting to a position where you have the funding and all the money to do whatever you want, that's not what makes you happy. It's how many people you touch in your life while you're there and giving back. My dad, you know, he was a drug abuser, and when I was coming up, and I always said, if I get a certain amount of money, once I get to the major leagues, I'm going to help my dad. Well, it's not about that, because no matter how much money you have, it's up to him to make that change, and that's what I found out. And I thought that just having money, I'll be able to help my father, but it didn't work. But the more I gave back to him, I poured into him, I showed him love, and tried to help him myself. I definitely think that's what helped him more than anything. It wasn't money, you know, and I thought that would be it. So I'm telling you, just having, you know, a lot of money and all the material things, they fade. But just pouring things into people and good, you know, the good word, the good gospel, I think that stays with them for life. It tattoos their heart, and you can never forget it. It's okay to have nice things, but you can't let the nice things have you. It's better with Jesus Christ. If you have any questions, whether it's you're as a kid or a grown-up, a parent, whatever it may be, you have any questions about Jesus Christ, or who he is, or what he's all about, go to idolsaside.com and learn more about him.